Hussein looks younger than 13 years old and works as an adult. He's employed in a garage to support his family, refugees from Aleppo who escaped to Lebanon after their home was destroyed in Syria's civil war. Despite being a child, he feels a sense of responsibility to feed his parents and 4 younger siblings.
I've been working for 2 years. I stopped going to school to be able to work to help my family, to be able to get a loaf of bread.
He earns $10 a week, barely enough to survive, even though his family also receives refugee aid. He'd rather be in school. Syrian children often work because their parents face arrest for not having a residency visa from the Lebanese government. While many Syrians in Lebanon live in refugee camps, thousands of others live in poorer suburbs of Beirut, trying to eke out a living. That's been made even harder by laws that restrict them from working legally unless they're sponsored by a Lebanese national. Some Lebanese business owners are willing or able to offer sponsorship. Asad Ashram hires only Syrians who he says work hard.
The situation is really hard now for Syrians, all of them. They are living in misery and every day they're suffocating them with these laws. Majority are working illegally with no sponsorship, so most stay in this area to work and live.
Human rights groups say since visa restrictions were introduced a year ago, more Syrians are being forced to work illegally. Anas is one of them. He says he can't find a sponsor.
The last time I went to renew my papers, they asked me what work I do. I had to lie and say I stayed at home because if they knew I worked here, I'd get penalised and even sent back to Syria. We fled from Syria because of the war. We're not supporting any side in the war. We just want to survive.
Many others can't afford to pay the $200 needed for official documentation. Syrians such as Omar FREIJ, who's been living here since the start of the war.
I don't have residency. The residency issue broke us. I don't have the means to renew my papers or a sponsor.
Whether older and resigned to working illegally such as Omar, or younger and taking on the breadwinner's role as a child such as Hussein, most Syrians in Lebanon are just trying to earn enough to live off, a struggle made harder by Lebanese law. Caroline Malone, Al Jazeera in Lebanon.